This week on Tasmanian Takeover, get out your pens and calendars because we're going to take you through the 8 Devils games you cannot miss. This is the Devil's Den. The map is back.
Ran onto it. Long kick inside forward 50. Cameron again with a strong mark.
Just great ball use there and finished off by the Tassie skipper in style. He was never going to miss.
Go under the pressure.
Siggins takes it out of the ruck and throws it on the boot.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Devil's Den. We are the number one fan podcast for the Tasmanian Devils and the official podcast of the Tasmania Devils supporters on Facebook. If you're not a member, head over to Facebook and join our awesome group. This is the Devil's Den. We're here to talk everything Devils, and we're going to tell you this week what games you absolutely cannot miss. If you've got your pencil and your calendar out and you're thinking, geez, what Devils games should I go to this year? This is absolutely the podcast for you. My name is JD. This is Fred. How you going, Fred?
Very good, mate. I'm really looking forward to this episode and giving the information that we've got to our listeners out there and our, well, if we've got fans, but if we've got any fans out there, we're going to give you some hot games to have a look at.
Mate, we've got plenty, and I'm going to get to the fans towards the end of the show, actually, because the amount of interaction we've had in the last couple of weeks with the fans has been off the charts. It's been awesome. But first, I want to get right into the news, and we've got a lot to talk about. We've had 2 games since the last podcast where the Devils played an Intraclub, the green team versus the white team, and it just gave us a bit of a glimpse of what the round 1 VFL side was. Green won 107-26, and by all reports, we had some standout players. Let me just pull up some awesome highlights here. Where are we? Where are they? Oh, well, never mind. I did have some. Here it is. Here it is. Let me share this because we had some of the fans send in some awesome footage here. That's Josh Wolf there running down the wing. And you can tell by this, there's going to be a lot of Tasmanian, hard, gritty style play by the Devils. I love it. Have you seen any of this footage, Fred?
No, this is my first glimpse at it. I did like that crumb and goal there. That was really nice to see, the front and centre, and they're really trying to look for their players by look at a bit of run and carry. So that looks really good.
It looks hard, it looks tough, and it looked clean, which was the thing that really, really impressed me. By all reports, our Twin Towers up forward looked really good. Sam Siggins and Dixon presented really well in this match, while Jye Menzie was also very, very prominent. He's the one you saw kicking that goal there before. It's so cool that we have fans prepared to send us in this footage. This is all taken on fans' phones, and they've sent it through to us, and I've managed to put together a little reel. So if you were the ones, and I'll give you a call out at the end of the episode, if you sent through some footage, thank you so much. But mate, it looks very impressive from what we're seeing. It's I think we're in for a good year.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to see the competitive nature come out of the boys, actually. It looks like they didn't really hold back too much with their tackles and how they play the game. I guess they were told to play the game as normal, green light, give it all you got, because there's spots there for people, and if they're willing to do the work and show what they've got, especially in a intra-club practice match, you could turn heads quite quickly and you could get a look in. So it's really good to see those guys putting the effort in there, and I'm sure they would have been absolutely spent after that intra-club, because the first intra-club or practice match you do does really take it out of you. So it was really good to see that. the tackling. I liked seeing how they were moving the ball. So it seems like they've got a plan, a game plan. So that's good to see as well. And I reckon the coaching staff are on to a winner there.
Shout out to a couple of the Brighton Robins as well, who stepped up and provided a couple of fill-ins for the white team on the day as well to make sure we had two full sides playing against each other. I think the Robins provided 2 or 3 extra players, which you actually saw that number 47 at the end there was bashing and crashing everyone. Was actually one of the Brighton Robins boys, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
we also had our first ever game against a genuine opposition. The boys played against Werribee. Let me put that on mute. Boys played against Werribee. Unfortunately, they went down 14-8-92 to 10 goals, 12-72. But this is against a quality side who won the VFL Premiership a couple of years ago. There's not too much to be disheartened about. And by all reports, again, hard, tough Tassie footy. Did you see much of this one, Fred?
Yeah, I did. This is one I did have a quick look at. It was good to see the guys that, like I said, get out there and give it their all because there's plenty of spots up for grabs. Apparently, from all reports, that young Callanan has really stood out amongst the younger players, as well as a couple of others. Jye's been playing well, and also heard that what's his name, young Geordie Payne, was playing really well as well. So that's good to hear, and we sort of earmarked them for people to have a look at. So I'm glad some of our little have a look at players has come true. And 20 points isn't that bad for a first hit out. I think it was about 20 points, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So first hit out.
Yeah, 92 to 72.
And it'd be fair to say that Werribee would have had to play most of their A grade team, and we probably played our A grade team. That's fair to say. And to have that hit out early and get the intensity going and get it guys that haven't had a VFL experience a little bit of a taste of it was excellent to see. I kind of wish I was over there. It would have been really good. And thanks to those people who took the footage too. That was really good.
Absolutely. So players of note, Jed Hagan actually kicked our first ever goal. You saw the footage of that there. Geordie Payne apparently looked a lot like Toby Green, in and under, just fighting people at the bottom of the packs. While Jaxon Artemis also had a great game. Lots of great intercepting off half back. All right, now we've got that out of the way, Fred. I'm ready to get into the podcast and start looking forward, and really dissecting our fixture and figuring out which games we are going to get tickets to this year. Now, we've picked 5 home games and 3 away games, and we're going to go through it one by one. The first, of course, is round 1 versus Coburg at North Hobart Oval on Saturday, March 21. It's just under 2 weeks away from now, and we are pumped. Day before my birthday, actually, which I'm pretty sure they did on purpose. This
Win straight
one
up for you reckon, eh?
Yeah, lock it in, Fred. They're gonna pull it together for Jared's birthday. Blow out a cake, blow out of candles at the end of the game. I can see it, mate. This isn't just a footy match. This is a moment in history that the people who get to see it are never going to forget. It's the first time a Devils team ever plays together for points, and we're going to pack 11,500 people into North Hobart. Now, I've seen what it's like with, 4,000 or 5,000 there for SFL Grand Finals. Doubling those crowds is going to be absolutely mental. What are you looking forward to about this one, mate? Big game against Coburg.
Well, they've picked the perfect ground for it. Technically, North Hobart is the home of football in Tasmania. It's one of the oldest grounds in Tasmania, and I tell you what, I'm really, really bummed out, but not bummed out that I'll be in Melbourne for this game. But oh man, like it's going to be awesome. Like I've played in a couple of grand finals there, and like you said, you have 5,000 people there, and it sounds like there's 20,000 people there. Depends on how rowdy your crowd is, I guess, as well. But yeah, I really. Yeah, I'm thinking back to the days when they used to have the Tassie Footy League, the TFL, in the 90s, mid 90s, and that. I remember going to a couple of North Hobart games and finals and that, and the crowds there were huge, and the buzz around the ground was electric, and I could only imagine what this is going to be like. It's going to be bloody epic, and I hope everyone gets there. And if you don't get a ticket, hang around outside the ground and just show how silly the Mayor of Hobart actually is for not opening up the cap a little bit more to let some people in. Get really create that buzz, because there's a lot of naysayers around Hobart, and I think having that buzz around there, I've got no words for it. It's going to be so epic. Yep, awesome.
Mate, I'm kicking. I won't be there either. Obviously, I'll be watching in Perth, and we heard straight out of the horse's mouth last week, David Flash Lithgow saying that the games are going to be televised, and we may even see him on the boundary line at some point, given his updates. So I can't wait to watch it on the telly, mate. It's going to be huge, and I just can't imagine 11,500 people at North Hobart, even though it should be 15,000. Why don't you, excuse me, give us an update on what we should go to next after round one, Fred?
So we got round 5. It's versus Carlton, and they're one of the older clubs in Australia, obviously, and their VFL club. And this one's at Ninja Stadium on Saturday, 7:05 in April 25. No. I've missed one. I've got to go back one. My bad. I'll start again.
Keep going. We'll just do Anzac Day.
All right, that's Anzac Day. So this is one I'm definitely going to. It's going to be at Ninja Stadium. I just completely stuffed up the run sheet. Sorry about that, JD. You can read my next one, mate.
No one would have ever known if you hadn't have said anything, Fred. We're very professional here. We just roll with the punches.
Yeah. We no editing required. But this one is a nice late game. It's 7:05 on a Saturday. It's on Anzac Day, so you can go to your Anzac dawn service. You can go to your local clubs games, which most of them will probably play on Friday. So SFL and all that will probably play on Friday night, most of them. It's going to be great. Look, that can get 22,000 people in there. If we get like 15,000 people in there, that would be absolutely awesome. It's going to be a game where we've got the technology there, so I reckon they'll try and amp it up a bit. We'll hopefully have a club song by then, and we'll have the club song and hopefully a banner to run through, all the good stuff that we expect of a high level professional football team. And yeah, it's going to be pretty epic as well. I mean, you've got all the time during the day to do what you need to do for Anzac Day and respect our Anzacs, and JD's one of those as well, so we'll say thanks to JD there when we get to there. But it's just a good way to show how good our freedoms are because of these people, and just go and enjoy yourself and have a frothy or two, mid-strength, drink responsibly, all that sort of stuff, and have a real good night. And I reckon it's going to be huge.
Mate, the amount of people that are going to rock up to this game, 8 to 10 cans deep, it's gonna be loud. Collingwood and Essendon have done such an amazing day, such an amazing job of putting Anzac Day on the map, and if the Devils can put their own stamp on that and really lean in, make it not just about the footy, but make it about the fallen and currently serving soldiers, airmen and sailors, like as you mentioned I was. This could hopefully become a permanent fixture on the VFL calendar. I know the Devils really put in and requested an Anzac Day game, and luckily for us, the VFL have granted us just that. And the other thing we should mention is it is our first game against a big Melbourne club, the Carlton Blues. Hopefully they put up a better showing than they put up against in the AFL this week, because bloody hell, death taxes and the Blues being bitterly disappointing. That's the three certainties in life. But I can't wait. I know my old man will be going. He's a Carlton supporter. What a game to go to. The first game under lights. There's so many firsts we're going to be talking about in this podcast. It's crazy. Get your tickets to the Anzac Day match against Carlton at Ninja Stadium, because it's going to be huge.
Yeah, it's going to be epic.
All right, let's move on. Or actually, let's move back now, because we want to talk about the very first game that all of our fans in the north are going to be able to see. Round 2 versus Port Melbourne. They've recently changed the date of this one. They had to move it back because there's no aeroplanes flying out of Launceston on a Sunday, so they had to move it back to Saturday.
Yeah,
and
good old Lonnie.
Good old Lonnie. We get to watch our very first game at UTAS Stadium, the spiritual venue of footy in the north, and it is let's not faff about. It is the premier venue in Tasmania currently. This is where our AFL plays. It's widely known as the best playing surface of all the grounds in the AFL. And we're playing against one of the traditional VFL stalwarts in Port Melbourne. If you don't know Port Melbourne, they're the ones with the maroon and blue striped jersey. And they are tough. This team, they love to bully teams in the clinches. It's going to be a massive test for our young blokes against a team like Port Melbourne, because they come for a brawl, and sometimes a game of footy breaks out. Honestly, it's going to be worth driving up from Hobart for this one. Driving in from the northwest, if you're in Burnie or Wynyard, make the trip across. This is going to be massive, and for our fans in the north of the state, that's your game to go to. Round 2 versus Port Melbourne on Saturday, March the 28th. All right, Fred, what have we got next?
I'm making sure I've got the right one. Yeah, righto. So, round 12 versus Richmond at UTAS Stadium. I reckon I'll go up for a little look at this one, I reckon. It's going to be on Sunday. So, your footies and that are all done. Probably got the kids' footy. Get the kids' footy out of the way quickly and head on up to UTAS Stadium. Again, another really big Melbourne club. They do have players that are on the fringe of the AFL list, so they're going to be pretty exciting. They're going to be up and about. They'll be wanting to play really hard footy. They went okay last year, so I don't think they've lost too many players from what I've just read about. So it's going to be interesting, and this is going to be one of the rare double headers for the new club. So that means our VFLW side will go versus Sandringham before the men. So go up and see our fine talent, our lady players, because I've seen some trainings floating around of the girls, and I actually go to the gym with one of the girls, and she's fit and firing and fired up. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they go. And she says that they're all ready. So I believe her. I don't think that I can not believe her, but she's ready to go, and so is the team, and it's going to be really exciting for the Tasmanian fans to get up there and have a look at a double header. Park yourself in for a long day, bring your thermos, bring your hot dogs in the thermos, bring your cups of tea, bring your blankies, bring anything wind protection and a bit of rain protection, because we know what Lonnie can be like sometimes. And get up there on Sunday the 13th. Sorry, jeez, I nearly stuffed it up again.
13th of June.
13th of June. That's a Saturday.
What a huge weekend for. You might be right.
Yeah.
No, so that's Saturday, 13th of June. What a huge weekend this is going to be, mate, for the Richmond supporters. This is going to be massive because the VFL plays in Lonnie on the Saturday, and Richmond AFL team plays against Brisbane in Hobart the very next day. This is, geez, if you're a Richmond supporter, you are licking your lips at the prospect of this one. Guys, you get your brownie points in with the missus before this weekend, so she knows that this is a lock in the calendar. Because
stack the dishwasher, do the washing up, do it all, boys. Just
all
get down there, get up there and get down there.
Because you can watch both your VFL and your AFL boys. I just love the thought of that. Just a Richmond weekend. Even though I'm a Collingwood supporter, I think that just blows my mind. Being able to watch your boys in 3 games on the same weekend.
Yeah, and the ladies. Were the ladies there? Yeah.
Saying that, let's talk about another doubleheader, and this one, mate. This one's exciting. This one's really, really exciting, and I don't know if you'll be able to make it to this one, but if you can, you should, because it is round 16 versus the Gold Coast at Dial Park in Penguin, our one and only Northwest game for the year. Time and date not confirmed just yet. It is in the second half of the VFL season, and they like to release their schedules late, but they have confirmed that it will be at Dial Park. Finally,
it's a bloody good ground, by the way. Bloody good.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, it's superb. It's one of the premier bloody grounds in Tassie. It's unreal, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yep.
So many good footballs come out of the Northwest, Fred. It's crazy to think about. And a lot of the playing group are ex-Burnie Dockers or, Devonport Magpies. So for them to get up and have a game close to home is just awesome. I've never been to Penguin. This would be the time I would be going. I'd be going up. I'd be making a weekend of it. I'd be booking an Airbnb. I'd be getting a selfie with the big penguin on the main street there. That's what I'd be doing. And this one as well is another double header. You get to see the Tassie Devil ladies and the Tassie Devil men on the same day. And it's just so good for all of Tasmania, and it's important for our Northwest fans to know that they are not being left out with this team. We intend to wrap our arms around you and make sure you're involved every little bit. So I can't wait to hopefully this one's televised as well. Gold Coast at Dial Park around 16. That's the one to be at.
Lots of good talent in the Gold Coast too, because they've got their academy kids there. They've got a lot of really good players that probably should be in the AFL. And given the way the Suns have started now, they're going to have a top team. I mean, even Jamara Hagan played for him, so I'm probably not going to tip he's playing then.
Right.
I'm probably not tipping he's going to play then, but there's going to be some talent to watch on both teams, and it's going to be a really exciting game. And like I said, that ground surface is elite. It's unreal. It drains well, gets wet, it drains off really well. Gets the wind on it coming off the shores, but other than that, it's just a beautiful ground. I tell you. Like I played on it when I was a young fella, and that's how much I remember and how fond I was of it. It's beautiful ground.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait. Let's change tack now. So those are all our home games. They're the big home games. There is so many more home games that you should get to. Those are the big 5 that I would be going to if I could only go to 5 games at home this year. But we do have a pretty chock-a-block away roster as well. So I want to talk about the away games that, if you've got a few extra coin put aside and you're going to travel to watch the Devils this year, let's have a chat about which games you would. And I'm going to start off with Good Friday in Victoria versus Frankston at Kinetic Stadium. If there is one team in the VFL with fans as feral as we've got, it is Frankston, and they get behind their VFL side. If you need any proof, just go onto YouTube and Google Frankston versus Collingwood last year, where Bobby Hill and Jordan De Goey played, and Frankston absolutely towed the Collingwood VFL side up. It's loud, it's rowdy, it's like a Coliseum type environment at Kinetic Stadium. They turn up and they support their VFL team, and it's got to be experienced, I think. So if you are thinking of travelling, it's a long weekend. Head over to Frankston on Friday, April the 3rd, in Kinetic Stadium. Do you know much about the Dolphins, Fred?
I know they swim in the water. They're pretty smart. No, they've always been a good team, as far as I know. They've always had a good bunch of local lads there, and then they get a few people from the other leagues, and they recognise talent and they get it in. And yeah, it's pretty evident because they've got a pretty damn good history, just within the VFL itself. And like you said, their fans are feral. And if you have accidentally watched a couple of matches, and you know that it's not like the telecasts on the AFL, but you can hear every single word someone says on that boundary line.
That's true. That's absolutely right.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, but if you've got small children around, it goes from a PG to a M80 plus, MA plus, very quickly if the commentators aren't talking. But in saying that, it's going to be pretty exciting. Look, hopefully most of these games are going to be telecasted as well. And if you're in Victoria and you're a mad Devils supporter, which I think we've already got a few up there, got
a log based on the Bundora vision that was sent through.
Yeah, and that was so good. And I hope we've got our peeps up there again and take a few viddies for us and maybe give us a shout out just for fun and see what happens, eh?
Absolutely. Let's flip it over now, Fred. If you were looking for a game to go to get away from the cold Tassie winter weather, which game would you be going to?
Oh, I think this one's pretty easy. You'd go to Brisbane, wouldn't you? Yeah.
100%.
So round 14 versus Brisbane at Brighton's home arena. It's not actually confirmed the ground, so it's subject to change. Time and date, they're all subject. They don't know yet. So I think it's all depends on how they get the players up there and all those sort of, what would you call it? Logistics sides of things that we won't worry about because we don't get paid to do this. So we don't know anything. So I reckon this one's a good one. It's going to be up against the Brizzy Lions, and obviously Brisbane Lions in the AFL are the team to beat, even though they got beaten last week. That doesn't matter because they always seem to peak at the right time, but we'll continue on. But again, they have got a plethora of excellent talent to watch. They'll really, really, really test the Devils boys. But in saying that, round 14, hopefully by round 14, our guys have got our feet under us. Our players that don't have the experience and exposure get that experience and exposure, and they really, really hit the ground running. I reckon the poor Tassie boys, though, because they'll be so used to how freaking cold it is down here, going up to Brizzy when it's only like 25 degrees, running around, they'll think it's like 45 degrees. So I reckon they might have to build a facility down here at the training facility and just heat the whole room up so they can do some high heat training or Bikram football or something of sorts, crank it up to 50 degrees and see how they go. But like I said, it'd be really exciting to go up there. I want to find out the time and date because I might actually might make a boys trip on that one. You're welcome to come. JD,
idea.
but I reckon it
Don't
cost
mind
you an
that.
absolute fortune.
Yeah, it would.
But yeah,
would.
we'll see what happens and when it is, and go up to Bris Vegas and get it on and have a look.
Brighton Homes Arena, and that's where we think it's going to be. It's not confirmed, but that's where we think it's going to be. It's actually the brand new facilities of the Brisbane Lions as well, specifically designed for the AFLW and the VFL. They've got good grandstands. It's a proper stadium. Like think of NG Stadium for the Giants. It's a really, really cool venue. It's about a 40-minute Uber out of Brisbane, but it's also right next to the train station, so you can get straight off the train and walk in. Leave your scarf and your beanie at home. Maybe just take your Devils jersey up. But that's going to be a really
Thongs
cool
and
one.
singlet are a mandatory for attack. Isn't it funny when it's funny when I go up there during the winter and I'm in me singlet and me shorts and they go, you're not from here, are you? You know, the first thing they say is, it Melbourne or Tasmania?
It's all of 24 degrees and you're sweating.
Oh, mate, that's too hot for me. Anyway,
All
that'd
right.
be a really, really good one to get to. I wanna
Let me
see
know
the
about the
date of
boys'
that
trip,
one.
mate. I might be interested.
Yep. And if there's anyone who wants to shout us a night out, will we gladly take that as well.
For sure, for sure. Round 17. This one is the polar opposite of a weekend getaway to the sun. We are going to Williamstown at DSV Stadium. And to be blunt, you need to go to this game because Williamstown's home ground needs to be seen to be believed, and not necessarily in a good way. It's basically built in the middle of Bass Strait. The wind is crazy. Go and have a look at some of the vision of people kicking footies and it going straight up in the air at DSV Stadium. They call it the Willy Wind. And it's quite common to see a 4-goal breeze going to one end, and coaches honestly have to adjust their entire strategy about which end they're kicking to because it can be nearly impossible to play there at times. This is going to be crazy, and again, I hope this one's televised because the vision that you get of people who are not used to playing there. Williamstown are a VFL powerhouse, and they play the ground really, really well, but you see these guys trying to kick it into the wind, and sometimes it lands behind them. Definitely take your beanie and your scarf to this one. What do you know about DSV Stadium, Fred?
You're funny you should mention Williams Stadium or DSV Stadium. I was down the Manshed one day and I happened to have it on, have Channel 7 on, and it was a game, one of the finals games. I think it was like a semi-final or something. And it was blowing a bloody gale. Yeah. And from memory, I actually think Williamstown come back and won from behind. But you could. It's a funny ground. Like at one side, you've obviously got your ground and all that, and then the other side, you're looking out the bloody river. I mean, out in the water. It's
out to the
bloody
ocean.
amazing. Yeah. Out to the ocean. Yeah, you're basically looking at New Zealand across that way.
Yeah,
and
it's all just white caps. You look out, it's just grey and white caps. It's insane.
Yeah, it's one of the most unique grounds in Australia. But saying that, so is Ninja Stadium. How close it is to the river and all that. So, but yeah, I was down the Manshed cleaning up for a weekend of fun, and I saw that, and I actually sat down and watched the last half because it was a really good game of footy too, because it was one of those real hard fought out finals games. It was low scoring, it was a lot of running, a lot of handballing, and I think that's how Williamstown sort of build their structure around how they play the game, especially at home.
Yeah, absolutely. So those are our 3 away games to get to, rounds 3, 14 and 17 versus Frankston, Brisbane and Williamstown respectively. Let us know in the comments which games you plan to go to this year. We'd love to see where you're heading. We'd love to know if you're travelling interstate to watch the Devils. Not many VFL teams have travelling fans. I think we are going to have a lot. We've got a lot of fans. We've got a lot of Tasmanians in Brisbane. We've got a lot of Tasmanians in Victoria. We've got a lot of Tasmanians in Penguin. So I can't wait to see it. Let us know in the comments which one you plan to go to. Fred, what do you got?
I think it's going to be really exciting. I'm going to try and get to as many games as possible myself. I do have other commitments, obviously, but I'll try and get to as many games as I can to have a look at it and try and do a little bit of reporting. I'm trying to teach myself how to report a little bit. And it'll be really good to see some of the listeners out there and come and say hello. I'm about 6 foot, bald-headed, wear my Devils stuff type of guy, and I'll be sitting there with my camera, probably taking a few photos and things. So come and say hello. I won't bite, even though I look like I'll bite you. But yeah, it'd be good to catch up and talk to some of the listeners out there.
It's starting to happen. I got pulled aside at a couple of Jack Jumpers games this year, Fred. So the people out there are watching, and we love having a chat. Definitely say hello if you see us out and about. Saying that, we've got a lot of fans that I want to give a shout out to. This is the first time we've ever done this, and I just want to say thank you to all of our people who sent footage through for the clips at the start of the show. Crystal Oates, Andy Gray, Shane Donahue, Chris Lady, Emma Voigt, Andrew Parker, and Daryl Pete. All of these people's provided some amazing Intraclub footy, and I also want to give a special mention to a lady named Tracy Smart, who I had just the best conversation with a week and a half ago. She was the auntie of Nelson Bikeoff Smart, and she reached out because you asked how to pronounce that, Fred. Bikeoff, yep. Like you take your bike off the back of your car. And he's now officially my new favourite player.
I think I've got him a nickname already.
Oh, yeah?
Let's call him Biscoff.
Biscoff.
Yeah. That'd be such a great nickname.
Tracy will be horrified, but that's what we're going with for the rest of the... Well, as long as he plays for the Devils, Trace.
Let's call him Bickies. Bickies. Oh, man. I hope that catches on.
I'm going to make it catch on. Mate, have you got anything before we wrap up the show?
Yeah, I have seen some reports on the Tasmanian Devils page. They said that a couple of the players have really started to stand out. Mostly a report was done on young Callanan. They say he has really, really stepped up to the occasion and has really put in the work, and he's looking really good, fit and ready to go. So I was super happy to see that, because that was one of our guys that we've pointed out to have a look at, and apparently he's a little bit of a mongrel, which is great to hear.
We love
and, yeah, we love that. This is we're the number one podcast for mongrels, basically. We love our mongrels. We love a bit of mongrel. Yes, yeah. And, well, I'm looking forward to doing the next show. Down the track, I've got a bit of a plan for us to look forward to the AFL. So stay tuned for that, and Jared's got this very shocked look on his face, so be scared, because I'm going to sort of run the show that one. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
Mate, I love it. We are... this might be news to you, Fred. We are 2 subscribers from hitting our 100 subscriber goal by round 1. I think we're going to hit it. It's amazing. Thank you so much, everyone who has subscribed in the last month, because we really struggled to get to 50, but we hit 100 fairly easily, and we just continue to grow. So if you haven't made it this far and you haven't click subscribe. Maybe you will be the 100th subscriber of the Tasmanian Takeover, Devil's Den and Ants Nest YouTube page. Thanks again, Fred. Can't wait to see you next week.
No problems, and I'm going to steal your line. Always remember, Devils, the map is back.
We're the Devils, heroes